Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Thursday Night Mini Healings. I'm Summer Avalon with Summer Avalon Healing Arts, and tonight's going to be a good night. No doubt about it. Although, usually I whine about it being cold. So I'm in my little office. I had to turn on the fan. It's like a little sticky in here. So not used to that. But I guess it's better than freezing, right? So who do we have here? So we've got Sissy and Anne-Marie, wonderful, and a few others. So about 10 minutes in, so about 4 more minutes it looks like. We will start with our first healing pulse. And then at that point, I will also ask for people to write in chat what they want to work on. It can be something physical, emotional, or who knows what else. Let's see who else. And there's Heidi. So Sissy is going to be number 1 on my list. Actually, you're number 2 because I've got Joan on my list. But Sissy is going to go first or second on the list, working on energy. That I can relate to. So I'm trying to think what else. Not much else new. I was wearing a very nice white shirt, and I had picked up Rudy the cat, who was outside, and he decided he was going to dig in and hang on. So I had blood on my shoulders. Darn little guy. Oh my gosh. Welcome, Barbara. So nice to see you. So I had to quick change my shirt. And so it's good you don't see what I'm wearing on my lower half because it clashes with this. So, oh well, right? But I also have slippers on. So the joys of online and Zoom, you can wear slippers to work. What does Anne-Marie say? Oh, Anne-Marie wants to work on coherence and energy. Wonderful. So Anne-Marie, coherence and energy. Wonderful. Oh, and there is Marina. Hope you're doing well, Marina. Heidi, need more energy today. So I wonder if it's something in the air. So I'll put Heidi down for energy unless you tell me something else instead. So in about a minute, we will do our first healing pulse. Generally, we do that about 10 minutes in, and then about 30 minutes in, and about 45 minutes in. And then usually we end the night with an aura strengthening. Sometimes we do brain balancing, and I keep track what we do each week. So last week we did brain balancing, so this week we'll just do the aura strengthening. So yes, it's definitely going to be a good night. Other than that, fairly quiet. I sent out materials yesterday for my Reiki class that I'm teaching next weekend, so that's exciting. And there's Ann Cole. There's a stranger. Hi, Ann. Welcome, welcome. You are just in time. We're going to start our first healing pulse. And so with the healing pulse, it is wonderful for physical things or if you're feeling something emotional that you really want to knock down a bit or take the edge off, it can be fabulous for that. So say you're feeling some anxiety, think about, where do you feel the anxiety? Is it in the pit of your stomach? Does it make your chest tight? So you want to think about where that energy lives within you, and that's where you're going to direct your energy. Now, if it's something physical, like you hit your knee on something, or maybe you just have knee troubles, that's where you'll want to send your energy. And so I want you to rub your hands together until they are warm, and place your hands exactly where you want to receive the energy. Imagine my hands are on your hands, and then just breathe in the energy. And most importantly, be open and allowing. Not everybody experiences the healing from the healing pulse, but many do. And sometimes things shift, so maybe before you didn't, but a future time you would. And if you don't experience something, I'm very sorry about that. However, right after this, we will be doing some other things in the session that might interest you, so don't go away. So just breathe in that energy. Imagine with each breath in, it goes a little deeper, a little further, and open and allowing. Okay, so that was our first healing pulse of the night. We will be doing another one in about 15 minutes or so, sometimes a little before, sometimes a little after. But next I'm going to be working on finding underlying reasons for issues. And so I've got a few people who have noted what they want to work on. If you're not sure, feel free to observe. But if you have something that you want to work on, put it in the comments. If you don't want your information out there for the public, that would be maybe a reason why you want to consider a private session, which I do have email sessions for $50 or a regular session for $90 through Zoom. Oh, I'm just reading Marina's post. Wow, Marina. So you got another job and the employer is like gone. That's so weird. Because why would they offer something if they're not going to follow through in the process? That is just weird. I'm so sorry. So I'm going to add you to the list. So do we need to work on attracting the right employer, or what do you think about that? All right, so I'm going to do Joan first. Joan is at hockey, but she's going to watch the replay like she usually does if she can't miss it or can't attend. So let's see. Ooh, washed up. Let's get an age on that. All right, so Marina, I'm going to put you down for attracting the right player. All right, so Joan got washed up. That's a weird one. Let's see what age that is. 13. Huh. So I wonder if there was something she was interested in and gave up. I have to find out about that later. So I'm going to release that. Okay, so that did release. Next, Sissy wants to work on having more energy. So let's see if there's something that's playing a role in her lack of energy. Uneasy, Sissy. Let me get an age on that. So with this, when I get an age, usually there's an event that has some type of theme. So Sissy's was an event that made her very uneasy. And sometimes people remember exactly what this is. And I always feel that's helpful if you remember. But it's also pretty common for people not to remember. And as long as I can get it to release, you should have a positive benefit. I do think if you know what it is and we get it to release, you'll probably get an even greater benefit. But just from my personal work on myself, I know we can't link every trapped emotion to a big event because sometimes they're really little events, but they cause some hurt. 23, Sissy. So let's release that and see if that helps boost up your energy at least a little bit. So that did release. All right, Anne-Marie is next. And so Anne-Marie wants to work on coherence and energy. So I'm going to see if we can group those two together, if we have to pick just one. And I'm getting we can group them together. Misunderstood, Anne-Marie. Let me get an age. Around age 38, Anne-Marie. Anne-Marie, I sent you an email about the next Reiki share, so I just want to make sure that you've got it because the scheduling was a little more difficult this month. So we're meeting tomorrow night. I'm hoping that's okay. Okay. Heidi, you are next. So Heidi wants to work on energy. So let's see. Something holding her back. Wonderful, Barbara. I will put you down for that. So releasing blocks to anything that doesn't serve highest good. That's a nice one. Okay, so let's see. So Heidi and energy is next. Misused. Let's get an age and see if that rings a bell. 16, Heidi. Let's get rid of that. So ages are the hardest. So for Heidi, this would be somewhere 15, 16, 17. So it did release. All right, so Marina wants to attract a job from the right employer. She's had a couple job offers, and after she's gotten the offer, the employers have dropped off, unfortunately. So she needs to find some ethical employers that would be a good place for her to work. So let's see what is playing a role in holding her back from finding that right combination. undisciplined. Let's get an age on that. You are welcome, Heidi. 16, Marina. So let's release that. Okay, and that's a good one. So, sort of like blocking family member stress. Okay, so next is Barbara. Barbara wants to release anything that doesn't serve her highest good. Well, but you were, what, 16? So somewhere 15, 16, 17, I think you probably all had undisciplined moments. But you might have had a few extra in there, so maybe that's playing a role. So I'm really hoping that this helps. So let's see what comes up for Barbara. Infuriated, Barbara. Let me get an age on that and see if it triggers a memory for you. Age 36, Barbara. So somewhere 35, 36, 37, there was something that just made you angry. And that energy's still there a bit. So let's release that. So imagine that just sort of floating away. Yes, Anne-Marie, that is the exact time. All right, so Ann Cole, I'm going to work on anything that's contributing to her feeling other family members' stress. Inadequate. Let me get an age on that. So if you can stay till the end, I think the aura strengthening would be really helpful for you, Ann Cole. Either that or chat with Jane, because she can help you with that. Around age 23, Anne. So let's go ahead and release that. So that did release. You are very welcome, Barbara. Okay, so I'm just looking to see, did I miss anybody? See anything? And tonight I even went out on YouTube and I made a comment. And I could see it on my screen here. So my YouTube people are just extra quiet, which is okay. I did have a setting on YouTube, so if people attempt to put something like a swear word, it blocks. So I thought, well, maybe it's blocking everything. But no, I think you guys are just quiet, which is okay. All right, so what time is it? 7:25. So I think we're going to go ahead and do our next healing pulse. Then I think we'll do some group work, looking at removing negative beliefs, and then we will look at positive emotions. So think about with the healing pulse, if you want to receive the energy the same place that you did the first time, or if you want to pick somewhere new. It is entirely up to you. So I want you to rub your hands together, activate those healing energies, and place your hands exactly where you want to receive the energy. Imagine my hands on yours. And now you are open, allowing the energy to flow with each breath in. The healing goes a little deeper. And now also imagine this, with each breath out, you are releasing and removing something that doesn't serve you. For those of you who experience or deeper healing or feeling using breath work, let's do the box breath. So I want you to breathe in as deep as you can, and when you can't breathe in any longer, I want you to hold it. Hold it as long as you can, and then when you can't hold it any longer, let it out and draw that exhale out as long as you can. And then when you're done exhaling, hold it. So it's in and hold, out and hold. And everything is drawn out as much as you can. So in, hold, out. And hold. Okay, so that was healing pulse number 2. So next, on a group level, I'm going to look for any negative beliefs, and then I'll also let you know in a percentage how many of you have this negative belief, and the percentage is generally good on the replay too. So just because you're not watching it live doesn't mean that it might not be one of your issues. So let's see how many I'm pulling today. I've lately been doing like 3 or 4 in a night. So let's see how many we have here. So tonight we're going to do 3. So let's see what the first one is. Ooh, I am not special. So that is something that some of you are hanging on to. Let's see how many of you. 60%. So just a little over half of you that are watching this have I am not special. So let's release that. So that's released. Let's see what comes up next. I am uncertain. See how many of you have this one. "75% of you." So 3/4 of you have that. So let's release that. Then got number 3. This is a new one. I can't make myself clear. So releasing, I can't make myself clear. So let's see how many of you have this one. 80% of you have that one. That would make sense, since I know that's the first time that's come up for the group. So let's release that. So that did release. So next we're going to find some positive emotions, but I'm going to do my commercial. So I have some fun news. I have picked a date that I'm going to start offering my metaphysical hypnosis. And I'm going to start offering it on June 21st. The cost is $199, mainly because most of my sessions have been taking 3 to 4 hours, and it'll be recorded on Zoom, because especially if there's healing that happens during your session, oftentimes the healing happens in layers, and so the more you listen to it, the deeper the healing goes. So here's a few of the things that have come up during my sessions, including, I actually had one a couple weeks ago now. That was very interesting. So we can look at, typically we look at 3 lives, and they can be past lives, they can be future lives. It can be like your current life, but say you wanted to know something that happened and get clarification when you were a little kid. It can be in between lives, like when you were a spirit, or I've had a few sessions where people are just energy, and that's really interesting. I've had a couple people that they immediately go into a healing chamber, and one of them was able to get them out of the healing chamber, but there was another who, her entire session, she just stayed in the healing chamber, and that was all that she was meant to do. So during my session, I can't remember who they were connected to, because you can connect to guides, you can connect to higher selves, you can connect to the I am presence, but whoever it was, I think it might have been my higher self, said, you know, Summer's not going to believe that this isn't her, you know, because it's in my voice. And so my new mentor, who's out of South Africa, said, well, Summer, tell me who my guides are and tell me about them. So then after that, I knew I wasn't faking it. I wasn't making it up. So she had 3 full-time guides, 2 male guides, 1 androgynous guide, and then the androgynous guide, their name is Joe, J-O, and then she had like a part-time one that had a connection to, because she had pets, connection to pets, so that was really cool. So with the healing chamber, sometimes really amazing things can happen. So far, I haven't seen a huge significant changes like in myself, but you can also find out if there's reasons for what's going on with your health. So I've gotten a few messages from loved ones that have passed, and so it's sort of a really fun, interesting, and powerful thing. So for me, I have always felt my intuition was blocked, and I've had a number of people through the years tell me, no, that's not true. Well, I found out it has been true, and there were 2 reasons why, and I found out both of the reasons. And it totally made sense, and it's made me mad that some of the intuitive people said, no, that's not true, and made me really feel less than. And like there was something wrong, because I couldn't do it, and it was just such a frustrating thing. So just be aware, for so many things, not everything suits or is true for everyone. So with this, so I've done training, which I've posted on Facebook with the Quantum Healing Hypnosis Technique by Dolores Cannon, and that's QHHT, but it's a little rigid, and so I have also taken Beyond Quantum Healing, which is Candace, gosh, what's her name, Goldman Crow or something like that, which is BQH, but now I am actually watching videos from Jerry Kind with Omni Hypnosis, and that's pretty interesting too. So let me know if you're interested in this. I'm doing scheduling directly, so you'll need to work with me because generally we'll do an interview in advance, and then the bulk of your appointment will be doing the hypnosis and being in trance, and then we'll have a debriefing afterwards. So let me know if you've got any questions, because it's really a fascinating and very powerful tool. Okay, so that was my that's sort of a long commercial for me, isn't it? So let's do thank you, Heidi. Yes, it's very fascinating. Okay, so let's see. Now, here's my positive emotion list. Okay, so let's see. So if you would like me to pull a positive emotion for you, please put yes in the comments. And part of the reason for doing this is for the people that have issues we're working on. I'll always make a list regardless of if they're here or not, but sometimes when our group gets a little big, it's good to really focus on who's here. All right, so I've got Heidi and Marina. And Sissy. Okay, so let's see what we've got here. Oh, Heidi got loved. That's a nice one, Heidi. So we're going to reinforce that. And Marie, I'm adding you to the list. So, and as always, I'd like to hear if you borrowed someone else's one. So I'm adding Barbara to the list. Okay, Marina, you're next. I'm going to put me in the list too. Wow. Marina got faith. I think that's a good sign, Marina. So reinforcing faith. Faith that the right job will come along from the right company or person. All right, so Sissy, you are next. Rewarded, Sissy. That's a nice one too. So reinforcing. That's a good one to focus on, Marina. All right, Anne-Marie, let's see what you get. Anne-Marie, you got flexible. I think that's a good one too. So reinforcing flexible. I might have to borrow that one, Sissy. Rewarded is nice. Okay, Barbara, let's see what you get. Ooh, Barbara got energized. Sissy might have to borrow that and a few of the others that are having some energy issues. Energized is nice. Okay, so let's see which one I'm getting. So if anyone hasn't said yes and wants to know what their positive word is, just put yes in the comments, even if you're on YouTube. All right, so we'll see what I'm getting. United. That's a nice one. So reinforcing that. Wonderful. Okay, so let's see. So we got Heidi got loved, and Marina got faith, Sissy got rewarded, Anne Marie got flexible, Barbara got energized, I got united, and since it is quiet and it's early, I'm going to add Joan to the list. So let's see. Joan gets. Ooh, Joan got worthy. That's a nice one too. So reinforcing that. Yes, there's some really good ones in this small little list. So wonderful. So let's do our next healing pulse. And then I think we might be done early. So, which is okay because it's a little smaller group. Things go really quick when the group's smaller, which is fine. It's a nice summer evening. So let's do our last healing pulse. So think about where you want to receive the energy. Do you want it in the same place? Do you want to shift it to somewhere else? Maybe pick somewhere new. If you don't really have a place that you want to receive, I suggest sending it to your head or your heart. So I want you to rub your hands together and place your hands exactly where you want to receive the energy. And so just imagine my hands on yours, and you are open and allowing the energy to flow. So just breathe in that energy. Imagine with each breath in, it's going a little deeper. Healing a little more. Each breath out. It's releasing. Okay, so that was our last healing pulse of the night. Wonderful, Fred. Just in time, we're sort of having a quiet night, so we're almost done. So we're going to do our aura strengthening. I will pull a positive word for you, though, Fred, so you get a personal word for you. Just because I know you usually come on, but it's later, so you've been watching the replay. So let's see. Fred, you got unique. That's a nice one. That is one of my favorite ones. So I'm going to reinforce that. You are very welcome, Sissy. So next we're going to do the aura strengthening. So the importance of this is that it helps repel negativity. And as I was telling Anne, this is something that the stronger your aura, the better it repels negativity. And so especially if you're going into negative situations or stressful situations, it's always good to make sure your aura is as strong as you can, and then combine that with some personal shielding too. Wow, so you're busy, Fred. So let's do, so with the aura, so what you're going to do is you're going to send energy to your aura. If you want to pull in healing pulse energy along with your own personal healing frequencies, that's fine. You just set your intention that you're going to use it. So you'll rub your hands together and imagine you're pulling in healing pulse energy, and then you're sending it to your aura. I also, though, do encourage you to work with your own healing frequencies. And so if you decide not to use the healing pulse energies, that is perfectly fine, because it's sort of like a muscle where it's helpful for you to work and develop your own healing frequencies. So let's rub your hands together. And start beaming your energy into your aura. Especially if you have to deal with situations where sometimes some nasty people, I oftentimes like to put in some mirror, like reflective qualities, because that way, with your aura being reflective, somebody is spewing some negativity at you, it also comes back to them. So hopefully that will make them stop is the goal, but some people are just not that sensitive. But it's my hope that it would reduce at least a little bit, because it doesn't feel good to have that return to them. So just keep sending your energy. So sometimes when I do this, I don't always feel things, but like today I've got, especially, since I've been sending energy for almost an hour. So right now my hands are sort of pulsing. But even if they don't, you just need to trust that your intention is there. So you're working with the energy and it's flowing. Just might not be quite sensitive to feel it. So just breathe in. Okay, and that was aura strengthening for tonight. It is only 7:49, so we're done really early. I don't know if I've ever finished quite this early. So I'm going to do something extra special. So since Fred just came in, I'm going to do a little extra for Fred. And if anyone else, if you want me to work on you too, mainly looking for negative emotions that are contributing to what you're working on, just put a please in the comments. So in the meantime, I'll work on Fred. I'll just see. Have a really good night, Anne-Marie. Thank you. I'll see you tomorrow. Okay. So, Fred, you've got the trapped emotion of worried. Let me get an age on that. Good night, Heidi. Thank you. From around age 26. So, but that's affecting you now. So release that. Good night, Sissy. Okay. So that released. Anybody else want me to do a little extra for you? Okay. Yes, it went very fast. All right, so Marina, I'm going to add you. We'll continue on with that, finding the perfect job. Withdrawn. You are very welcome, Barbara. So nice that you were here. So Marina, withdrawn, and let me get an age. Now they're at 16, Marina. So let's release that. Okay. All right, so on that note, I've released Fred and Marina's. So I think that's it for the night. Yes, 16 again, Marina. So something to think about. Imagine any troubles from that time sort of floating away and easing. So, but I hope to see everyone next Thursday. Have a fabulous night.